You may be seated. Please bring in the accused.
Thank you. How do you plead? Very well. Bring in the first witness.
Please state your name and occupation.
Don't I have to swear on something?
We've been through this already. Just do what I tell you. Your name and occupation.
Grace, my husband Jacob is a pig farmer.
And does your husband do good business in raising pigs?
He used to.
What do you mean?
Well, we did just fine until he came along.
By he, I'm sure you're referring to the accused.
Yes.
What did he do?
There's this area near the Sea Galley where my husband likes to take our pigs. They have good mud there.
Why does your husband keep your pigs so far from your house?
Ever smelled a pig?
Order!
Well, anyway, at that time there were these two crazy guys. I mean, real crazy. And they used to yell at people who walked by and cut themselves with rocks. The town tried to chain them down once, but they just broke the chains. Eventually, Jesus came on a boat, and these two guys ran up and knelt before him when he got on shore.
So you're saying that they knew him, and they even showed him honor by kneeling to him.
That's what I'm saying.
Go on.
Well, next thing you know, sis boom ba, these two guys are right as right, and our pigs start acting crazy.
How do you mean?
Well, they started biting each other and trampling over each other, and eventually they drowned themselves because they ran themselves off a cliff.
And you witnessed this yourself?
Well, our servants came and yes, I saw the whole thing with my own eyes.
An eyewitness, and now you have no pigs?
We have nothing, and it's all his fault.
How do you think he was able to do this?
Well, the only thing my husband I could think of was that he has some kind of spirit connection to the spirit world and them devils and all them.
So you're saying he's a master of demons?
Well, I wouldn't go that far. yes, he has to be working underneath the power of Beelzebub.
Thank you. No further questions.
You may step down. Anything you'd like to add? Nothing? Very well. Next witness.
Please state your name and occupation.
Lazarus the Weaver.
And what is your association with the accused?
Look, I don't want any trouble.
Neither do we. We just want the truth. Now answer the question.
He's been over to my house a few times.
And?
He raised me from the dead.
What? He did what?
Raised me from the dead.
Are you suggesting to this court that you somehow died and he brought you back to life?
I don't know how else you can take it.
So what did happen?
Well, my doctor had put me on this high-fat, low-protein diet. I never thought he was that good at medicine, but he was the only one in town. Anyways, so I was just sitting there weaving. I get this sharp pain in my chest, and then I black out.
But you didn't just black out.
No.
No, you died.
Well, after a few days, it was really painful.
Then what?
Then, when I was just sick, my sister had sent word to Jesus, asking him to come help me.
To heal you?
Maybe, but mostly because he was a friend.
How touching. So, did he hurry right to your side? What am I saying? Since you're such good friends, I'm sure you must have.
No.
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 No. He waited until you were dead. Isn't that right?
4 days dead.
And what were you doing those 4 days?
I can't talk about what I saw there. No, really, I can't tell anyone about what I saw.
Fine, but you will agree that you were not just sleeping.
No, I wasn't just sleeping.
Okay then, Jesus shows up.
Jesus shows up, asks my tomb to be opened, and then the next thing I know, I hear his voice saying, Lazarus, come out. Next thing I know, I'm hopping out of the tomb covered in bandages.
Have you ever seen anyone else come back to life the way you did?
No.
Can you raise people from the dead?
No.
Okay, neither can I. Neither can the judge. Neither can one member of our jury. There's just one explanation for all these events, and they all seem to point to the same thing. Jesus of Nazareth is in a company of devils.
That's not true.
I'm done with this witness and ask his last comment to be stricken from the record.
So ordered. You may step down.
But I'm
leave. Next witness.
Please state your name and occupation.
Actually, I've been meaning to talk to you about the terms of my testimony.
I'm sure I don't know what you mean.
You know, you said I give my testimony and you would pay me $100.
I'm sure I don't know what you mean.
We'll talk later after the... My name is Liza. I am Boaz's wife. He's a potter.
And what is your association with the accused?
A very loose one, I'm sure.
Get on with it.
Let's see. It would have to be about 3 years ago. That's right. I'm about to celebrate my 3rd anniversary, and that's when it happened, at my wedding.
That's when what happened?
Okay, the long story is this. It was my husband and my wedding day. Well, he wasn't my husband yet, but never mind.
Get to the point.
Sorry. It was the reception after the ceremony. Now, don't get me wrong. Most of my family is very moral, God-fearing individuals, but everyone has a few black sheep, if you catch my drift.
Enlighten me.
Well, we weren't more than 2 hours into the festivities when we ran out of wine. Actually, come to think of it, it was my husband's family.
I'm not going to say it again.
There I was wondering, what am I going to do? You know, because I don't want my family to think my husband is cheap, when all of a sudden these people are coming up to me congratulating me on the great tasting wine. I'm wondering, did somebody go to the store? But then some of our servants told me what happened, that Jesus fellow over there had them fill up jugs of water, and may I emphasize, well water. He has them fill up these jugs, does a little hocus pocus on them, and somehow he turned the water into wine.
Then what happened?
Well, like I said, everyone's coming up to me congratulating me on the great tasting wine, saying I'm the best host ever. I didn't want to cause a scandal. What was I supposed to do? So I took credit for it. But I can tell you this, I've never had him over to the house to look at our wedding painting.
Would you be willing to say that he was only able to do this by some demonic power?
I don't know any other explanation. I mean, I love a good sleight of hand trick as much as the next person, but turning water into wine, I think that's a little creepy.
Thank you for your witness. Oh, that's right. You don't have anyone to defend you. I'm sorry.
You may step down. Any more witnesses?
No, Your Honor. The prosecution rests.
Do you not want to answer to any of these who accuse you? What about this other charge that you claim to be the Son of God? This is very strange for an innocent man to remain silent against such accusations. Is this what all your teaching amounts to? Silence in the face of evidence?
No, but I have spoken openly to the world in the synagogues and the temples where the Jews have met. I have spoken nothing in private.
Excuse me? Am I one of your followers that you can treat me with disrespect? Answer me. Do you claim to be the Christ?
If I tell you, you will not believe me. For now, the Son of Man will be sitting on the right hand of God.
Are you the Son of God then?
Yes, I am.
What further need do we have for this testimony? We've heard it ourselves from his own mouth.
Blasphemy! He claims to be the Messiah? He must be put to death. Guards! Take this liar to Pilate. You just signed your death warrant. Members of the jury, thank you for your time, but...
I was wrong.
What is your problem?
Take it.
We don't want your money.
I never trained an innocent man.
Well, isn't that your fault now?
Please, just take it back. He's innocent.
Judas, he's already been convicted. Keep the money.
Convicted. What have I done?
Bailiff, please excuse the jury.
So, what do I do with this?
We can't keep it. It's blood money.
So what should I do with it?
I don't know, get rid of it.
Are you sure we're doing the right thing?
People like this Jesus guy are a dime a dozen. Yeah, sure, right now it's a big deal, and maybe we bent the rules a little bit to get what we wanted, but trust me, in a couple years from now, no one will even remember his name. Now come on, let's finish this.